Welcome back. Reading the Bible with Luke. Starting to get a few of these under my belt. First Chronicles 13. Eventually you'll be reading this on your own. And eventually you'll be in your local church. And one day, you'll be like, yo, I read that by myself. Then you hear the pastor, and it's just going to be a dope feeling. I want that for all of you. I know. So I'm on First Chronicles 13, but I'm trying to find which chapter. Okay, that's about the art. Okay, I remember. The little boy just died in it. David got angry, didn't tear a shirt. He was afraid of God that day. So David did not bring the ark with him to the city of David, but he took it to the house of Obed. So the ark of God, First Chronicles 13. So the ark of God remained with the family of Obed in his house for 3 months. And the Lord blessed the house of Obed and all that he had. Huh. So David not moving the ark was a blessing to somebody. David was trying to do the right thing, but him actually not moving was a blessing to somebody, to a family. Okay, 14:1. Now Hiram, king of Tyre, king of Tyre, sent messengers to David with cedar timbers, masons, and carpenters to build a house for him. And David understood that the Lord had established and confirmed him as king over Israel, for his kingdom was highly exalted for the sake of his people Israel. Then David took more wives at Jerusalem, and he became the father of more sons and daughters. Now these are the names of the children born to him in Jerusalem: Shammur, Shobab, Nathan, Solomon. Ibhar, Elisha, Elepet, Noga, Nepheg, Japhia, Elishama, Bilada, Ephiliot. When the Philistines heard that David had been anointed king over all Israel, they all went up in search of David. And he heard about it and went out against them. I mean, I can't help it. It just bothers me a little bit. Like, this was your boy. Y'all used to make music together. Y'all used to be in the studio together. Now, all of a sudden, let's go get that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, now the Philistines had come and made a raid in the valley of Rephaim. So David inquired of God. Hmm. But see, that's where, when you put trust in him and he does something, you'll go back. And see, David's just going back. He's like, hey, look, bro, since you handled that for me, since you was there when I was, okay, y'all get it. Shall I go up against the Philistines, and will you hand them over to me? I I I I really admire that. Like, you don't want to just pray. Like, I I like specific prayers. Just like for my children, Daddy, I'm hungry. A lot of times Hey, Daddy, I want some chicken tenders. All right, bet, running. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Specific helps. So, can I go up there and you just gonna give them to me? And the Lord said, go up and I'll give them to you. Just go up there. I got you. He probably could have said, hey, can I chill out here? And you just put some kind of play. He probably could have said that. Probably still, you know what I'm saying? God is as big as you want him to be. Okay, let's see. So Israel came up to Baal. David defeated him. Then David said, God has broken through my enemies by my hand, like the breakthrough of waters. Therefore, they named that place Baal. It's the same thing it was. Okay. The Philistines abandoned their gods, of course, because they ain't working, right? They never were working. All right. What you have believed in what never worked. So David gave a command, and they were burned in a fire. The Philistines again made a raid in the valley. David inquired again. And God said, do not go up after them. Circle behind them and come at them in the front of the balsam trees. Now me, I would have been like, for what? Why in front of the balsam trees? I don't understand. Why can't you just give them into my hand? You've been doing this. It shall be when you hear the sound of the marching in the tops of balsam trees, then you shall go to battle, for God has gone out before you to strike the Philistine army. Now I gotta wait for a sound. You see how you complain? You can complain sometimes, man. I'm telling you. I mean, David wasn't none of that. They was like, nah, just as you commanded. You could have complained. Why I gotta do that? Why I gotta go fill out the application? Why can't you just go ahead and send it, put it in the account? Why I gotta do this? Why you need a copy of this? Why I gotta get a cosigner? Why I gotta go? All right, man. Let me calm down. Y'all can tell. Y'all can. Let me calm down. It's gonna happen to you too. As you continue to read the word, eventually it's gonna be so much in you, you're gonna want to get it out. You're gonna want to put out because you didn't already put so much in, and your output's gonna be higher. It's gonna do the same. So David did just as had commanded. This is 16, 114, 16. So David did just as God had commanded. And they struck down the army of the Philistines from Gibeon as far as Gezer. Then David's fame spread into all the lands, and the Lord caused all the nations to fear David. That was makes sense. That's how that little shorty knew about David and came down flying off that mountain. I wonder if that story's in here, in this Chronicles. David built houses for himself. I'm sorry. Sometimes what? Well, he didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? Like sometimes he ain't had to build no houses. Not at this point. He could have hired a builder. Y'all don't think so? David built houses for himself in the city of David, and he prepared a place for the ark of God and pitched a tent for it. Then David said, no one is to carry the ark of God except the Levites, for the Lord chose them to carry the ark of God and to minister to him forever. And David assembled all Israel at Jerusalem to bring up the ark of the Lord to a place which he had prepared for it. David gathered the sons of Aaron and the Levites, the sons of Kohath, Uriel, the chief, with his 120 relatives. Of the sons of Merari, Isaiah the chief, with 220 of his relatives. Of the sons of Gershon, Joel the chief, with 130 of his relatives. Of the sons of Elisaphan, Shemaiah the chief, with 200 of his relatives. Of the sons of Hebron, Eliel the chief, with 80 of his relatives. Of the sons of Uzziel, Amminadab the chief, with 112 of his relatives. Then David called for Zadok and Abiathar the priest, and for the Levites, Uriel, Asaiah, Joel, Shemaiah, Eliel, and Amminadab. And he said to them, you are the heads of the fathers of the Levites. Consecrate yourselves. Huh? I feel like that means dedicate yourselves, both you and your relatives, so that you may bring the ark of the Lord God of Israel to place that I have prepared for it, where he had put the tent. Let's look up consecrated. I feel like consecrated is like something with the marriage, like you consecrate the marriage. Let's just see what the let's see what Merriam-Webster had to say about consecrate. Consecrate. Dedicated to a sacred purpose. I said dedicated. That was a good guess on my part. To induct a person into permanent office with a religious rite, especially. To ordain to the office of bishop is to make or declare sacred, especially to devote irrevocably. Irrevocable. Have I ever used that word? Irrevocable. Irrevocable. To devote irrevocably to the worship of God by a solemn ceremony, to effect what? Liturgical. What am I at? 12 minutes? Y'all want to know what liturgical means? To a purpose with deep solemnity or dedication to make. Ooh, I like this word. INVIOLABLE. Let's look up that one, and then we'll go. Secure from violation of profanity. Yeesh. Secure from assault, trespass. So if you don't curse, you are, in your speech, you are inviolable. Oh, it got sound on here.
Inviolable. Inviolable.
Inviolable. You are inviolable in speech if you do not use profanity. There you go. New word for today, too. All right, guys. Reading the Bible out. Take care. See you next time.